I don't want to hear it.
Wait for it.
It was at this point she knew she done messed up. Okay, so I did a quick basting stitch around the skirt so that I could gather it up and get the elastic to meet it. So now I'm just going to sew these together. I'm going to start at where I got my back marked.
It's been a month since the 2025 Met Gala, and I believe that has all given us some time to reflect on our favorite looks from the big night. You can follow me on Patreon for my exclusive series Met Gala Mondays, as I construct my dress, which is based on this year's theme based on the Dior Junon dress. This year, the exhibit is focusing on Black dandyism, but to avoid cultural appropriation, the theme was tailored for you. Overall, I think the attendees did an excellent job in dressing on theme, and there were few missteps. Let's start off by looking at my favorite looks of the night. First up, we have Jeremy Q. Harris wearing Balmain. Next is Christian Lachman, wearing a white suit and cape, very popular choice for the night. Here's Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour. Her look isn't one of my favorites, but she looks nice in Louis Vuitton. The legendary Diana Ross set the bar high early in the night. She showed up in this custom look with a cape and train embroidered with the names of her grandkids. Sweet. Red carpet host Teyana Taylor also ended up with one of the best looks of the night by Ruth E. Carter. Check out the back. Jodie Turner-Smith had a similar look in Burberry. Academy Award-winning designer Paul Tazwell designed this look with Thom Browne for Janelle Monáe. It featured a cape with the design of the suit dress underneath. I love Thom Browne in general, and I've really become a fan of Paul Tazwell since Wicked, so this was a perfect collaboration. Also in Thom Browne is my favorite look of the night, because it's so whimsical and simple in its design. Worn by Demi Moore, I may try to recreate this one day for my Patreon exclusive series Gala Mondays. Zendaya arrived in a white pantsuit and matching hat by Louis Vuitton. This was a popular look of the night for both men and women, but I believe Zendaya wore it best. Balmain designed my second favorite look of the night for Jenna Ortega. It's made of tailor rulers, which is so fun and completely nails the theme. Damson Idris wore this red three-piece suit with a fun red carpet reveal where he wore a Formula One suit and helmet over it, which also helped him promote his new movie F1. Alton Mason wore Boss. Caleb McLaughlin wore Dior with a Zenith watch. Escu paid homage to his Asian heritage. Pharrell Williams wore Louis Vuitton with Tiffany & Co. jewelry. I thought they said he had pearls in his coat, but I don't see it. I may have gotten it confused with Questlove and Gabriella Hearst. Lewis Hamilton wore Wales Bonner, while Dapper Dan wore his own design.
Now we are just going to continue sewing our waistband elastic.
I believe Met Gala co-chair Coleman Domingo wore Valentino, but it may have just been his cape to honor late designer Andre Leon Talley. Future looked very dashing, and Andre 3000 was playful in Burberry. John Baptiste was dapper as always in Tom Ford. Most of the men on the red carpet really stepped it up this year. including Keith Powers and Diljit Dosanjh. A lot of men wore bright-colored suits like 15th Dr. Ncuti Gatwa in Oswald Boateng, as did Brian Tyree Henry with another cape honoring Andre Leon Talley. Speaking of capes, Jeff Goldblum. A lot of women had fun with menswear-inspired looks like Laura Harrier in Gap Studio, as did Whoopi Goldberg in her suit dress and Lauryn Hill in this yellow, sculptured Stella McCartney. Joey King and Miu Miu had fun with patterns, while Sabrina Carpenter wore her version of a velvet suit designed by Louis Vuitton. Tracee Ellis Ross took a page from her stylish mom and wore a big hat with a bright pink suit. Angela Bassett wore a blue velvet Burberry suit, while Ayo Edebiri in Ferragamo with Cartier jewelry paid homage to African design. Lupita Nyong'o wore a light blue Chanel suit with matching hat and cape, while Paul Tazwell designed a 70s-inspired pink suit for Chapel Roan. Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz wore matching red and black pinstripe suits by Moncler. Tessa Thompson wore a sculptural Prabal Gunung suit dress. Halle Bailey wore a fun mini suit dress, and Doechii wore a fun Louis Vuitton suits with shorts. A few stars paid tribute to old Hollywood, like Megan Thee Stallion and her look inspired by Josephine Baker. Now Gigi Hadid wore a gold Miu Miu dress that was inspired by actress that dated Sammy Davis Jr., and she apparently is going to play that actress in an upcoming movie, which is a bit of a stretch, but she looks great. And Doja Cat channeled the 80s with this mini black and cheetah print suit dress by Marc Jacobs. And now watch me realize my mistake and have an epic meltdown.
And we're back at the beginning. Let's take this out. That thread. Okay, let's see what we got. Crap. I did this wrong. This is supposed to be the outside. Crap. Okay, I gotta do this, pick this up again in the morning because it's late night and I gotta undo all this and repin and cry. Crap. Okay, it is many days later. I have finally mustered up the energy to finish the skirt, and I know it will not be out by April. You will see this in May. So, I have now turned it to the correct side, my waistband, and I will stretch as I go with a zigzag stitch, and I will then, hopefully, pick out my basting stitch. I'm going to add a ruffle on the bottom, and then I'm going to add some horsehair braid to the hem. And then this darn skirt will be done, and then maybe I can get on with my life. And then move on to my harder projects that I got down the line. But it's very frustrating when you're trying to do something simple, and it just does not want to work. So, yeah. And there's a needle broke. And I was almost done. I had like 5 more inches. Some projects are just cursed. But that's what it's going to look like once I finish it. Okay, I'll be back after I change the needle. It is finally on. Oh, and aside from some loose threads, it doesn't look that bad. It's very poofy. So. And the nice part is, like, when I trim the inside of the elastic waistband will cover all the messy bits. So, bonus! Alright, and now, to finish the hem, I'm going to first make a ruffle that'll cover the back end here. And then I'm going to use horsehair braid to finish the hem and make it nice and neat. Here's hoping. Alright, so instead of using the extra bubble fashion fabric, I'm going to use this tool that has silver dots on it that I found. And because it does match the aesthetic, and it also gives some more weight to the bottom. More floof. So, and then I'm gonna try to my brand new ruffler foot, see if I can get this working. So let's find out. That's the needle. And a screwdriver. Where's my screwdriver go? Okay, we're gonna abandon the ruffler for now because the machine I'm currently working on, even though it has the best tension, apparently it does not have the correct needle position. The needle has to be in a certain position in order to use a ruffler foot. So I gotta see what other machines I have that will actually work with it and if they'll actually work. So I'm just going to do the good old-fashioned shove it in there, make it a ruffle. Just folding it in half. Gonna make it that. Yeah, I broke a needle when I was trying the ruffler foot, so I had to change the needle again, and now I had to thread it again. And I've tried those little threader tools, and they just don't work for me. They're just too fiddly.
Now, there are some looks some people didn't like, but I did. Like these 3 suits by Swarovski, worn by Giovanni Battaglia Engelbert, Sora Choi, and Ada Kek. They're cute, sparkly, and pastel. I'm literally making a skirt like that in this video. Of course I'm going to like it.
And yes, I am wearing a hat for Derby. Oaks.
Some people thought Cole Escola's bright suit by Christopher John Rogers was too loud, but I thought it fit the theme. Then there's Australian businessman Anthony Pratt. He owns a recycling company, so the last few years he's worked in the recycle logo in his look, which good for him. It's not the most stylish, and to me it reads like those novelty Christmas suits. But he's clearly having fun, and Anna and her team gave the okay, so we can all be inspired by his confidence.
Man, Cornflake got the spirit. He a little confused, but he got the spirit.
Simone Biles wore this short blue mini dress by Harbinton Studios, which just barely fits the theme of menswear inspired with the collar. She looks cute though. Gayle King's dress also is a bare minimum look with a menswear-inspired collar, but the dress also looks ill-fitting, and she barely styled it. Lauren Amos's look is pretty, but it would have fit the theme last year better. Another dress that would have fit past theme is Pamela Anderson's. She looks gorgeous though, and I'm glad she's getting a bit of a comeback and being taken seriously as an actress. Anne Hathaway in Caroline Herrera looks great, but it also looks like she threw on a dress shirt over her skirt to fit the theme better. Heidi Klum in Venomance looks nice, but it's boring. It's just a nice black evening dress. Yawn. Halle Berry in Laquan Smith and Cartier jewelry looks amazing, and her dress with see-through panels is certainly tailored for her. But with just a jacket, it feels like something is missing. I don't know. What do you think? I feel like Jessica Kale's look would have gone with last year's theme better. I just don't know how I feel about Barry Keoghan's look. Here we have Louis Vuitton ambassador Lisa from the South Korean pop group Blackpink. Now this is a good idea. A lot of people wore bodysuits that night, and hers is custom-made lace with figures of famous African American leaders. But the placement of some of the faces is a little unfortunate. Hailey Bieber's black Saint Laurent mini suit dress is boring. For me, my least favorite look of the night was Kim Kardashian's. It looks good, but it's boring and barely fits the theme. And every year, she makes her look all about showing off her body and not getting creative with her fashion, and it's getting old.
Okay, there it is. That took 84 years. And I don't know, it's a little shorter than I anticipated, so we're gonna see if I can get it around the skirt. So, but first I think I'm gonna get the horsehair trim on, finish that up, so I can see how short it needs to be.
So I sewed on the horsehair trim and now I'm ironing it. This helped my hem a lot. As for the Met Gala overall, I think there were few misses and mainly hits. What's your favorite look of the night? Let me know in the comments. For now, let's finish this Glinda-fied skirt.
You've been Glinda-fied.
Ignore the fact I'm wearing my pajama shorts underneath. And forgive the AI cloned voiceover. I have a sore throat, and this app I found at least sounds like me. Overall, I'm happy with how the skirt came out. It's very sparkly. There's a few things I would fix, and might one day. And I'm not sure where I'll wear this skirt, but it's in my wardrobe, and will be part of my capsule wardrobe inspired by Wicked. I'm going to use the rest of June and July to work on my next project, and I'll work on the rest of my Wicked wardrobe then. Until next time, my fellow fashion nerds.